The dark web is a part of the web that everyone's heard of, but it's not like you can just dial it up on your browser and enter that part of the internet. You need a special browser, special keys, and it's the part of the internet where a lot of information, especially breached data, is bought and sold. So Norton, it's Norton LifeLock. That's the company that runs the Norton Internet Security. They've introduced this dark web monitoring now, so that if a customer's information is shared on the dark web, that they receive an alert. So there are more than 120 pieces of identification that can be monitored, including your name, your address, your license number, your gamer tag, all this information that is traded on the dark web. Now, there's been many data breaches. I think there were more than 500 breaches of data reported in Australia, and 61% of these were the result of malicious and criminal attacks. So anytime you hear about those data breaches, that data that's gained by the cyber criminals, they head over to the dark web and see what sort of price they can get for this batch of names, credit card numbers, all of this information. So having this dark web monitoring will possibly keep you a step ahead of having your identity stolen. That's the goal of these criminals, is to not only try to gain a financial advantage, but also to steal your identity, so they can do things like take out loans in your name, create a phone number in your name, bank accounts, and be using your identity instead of you. So this is, I think, an important development in internet security for the dark web monitoring.
That's exactly right, what you said. You've got to keep one step ahead of this situation. And we're giving so much information away more than ever, aren't we? When you go to a restaurant, for example, you've got to give your details, which is rightly so for the right reasons. But as you said, it's not so good for the dark web. Let's talk about smartphone sales, because they've plummeted during the pandemic.
That's right, yeah. The Q2, so the second quarter of 2020, was particularly poor for the smartphone sales. 20% slump they've had, and it's no wonder as well, because a lot of markets are being closed down. Like some of the biggest markets in the world, like India, for example, they were closed down. They make up 46% of the market just in India alone. China's had a decent recovery though, and Huawei has seen some benefit there. They've been supported by China. Samsung and Huawei battling it out at number one. Apple sort of still in third position, but it's a time when people are out of work. They're really counting their dollars, and they're not really finding it the opportune time to be purchasing a new smartphone. That's the main reason for the slump. A lot of people are deciding to hang on to the existing device for a little bit longer. So maybe in better times, when there's a little bit more, their jobs are returned and the economy's back to its normal level, then they may go out and purchase that new device. But for the moment, we're staying put with what we've got, hence the reason for this pretty dramatic slump.
Staying put and staying home, especially in lockdown, for example, Victoria. Hisense, though, they've introduced new TV technology called Dual Cell, which offers the black levels of an OLED and the brightness of an LED TV.
Yeah, it's I call it the best of both worlds. I saw this TV for the first time back in January when we were allowed to travel back in January in the Consumer Electronics Show. And it is some technology that actually combines two different technologies. It's actually two panels that are precisely joined together. One is a colour panel and one is a black and white panel. So how it works, the black and white panel controls the brightness, the black levels of the TV, the dark spots on the TV, but the colour panel obviously operates the bright colours. So when it's combined, it really offers those really deep black levels that you see with an OLED TV. OLED is a TV technology that doesn't require a backlight. OLED is self-emitting technology. So you just pass a charge and it creates light. So there's no backlight to block. That's why black levels are so deep on an OLED. So with this technology, they're kind of imitating that OLED technology with those black levels, but also with the strength of that second colour panel, they're offering the strength of an LED TV, which is its brightness. An OLED TV, while having the deep blacks and really nice colours, that the brightness level isn't quite up to the LED level. So Hisense have very cleverly combined these two technologies, stitched these panels together, and offered a pretty interesting viewing experience. We're staying home a lot now. We want to have the best possible quality. And I think they've come up with this with the dual cell TV. It's they're going to only offer it first of all in the 65-inch size. It's going to be $3,500, and it's going to go on sale in a couple of weeks.
I can imagine you sitting down watching the NRL when your Rabbitohs beat the Eels on that beautiful screen. Magic.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely would look even better.